Loud. Turn this one up, my boy. 3 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah. Radio. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. From 3 to 5, they going live. On MisFits Radio. Turn it up. That's my favorite show. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. From 3 to 5, they going live. On MisFits Radio. Turn it up. That's my favorite show. From 3 to 5, they going live. MisFits Radio. Every Sunday, yeah, they certified. My favorite show. New guest this week, ain't no surprise. What you been praying for? If you trying to take their top spot, you better pray some more. Slick got the camera rolling, lab on the ones and twos. It's a lot they going in the dirt and someone come for you. This my favorite podcast. You listen, it's your favorite too. Playing all the hits where they in trouble if they play with you. Artists in your music in, come and get an interview. Tune in every Sunday, cause you know that's what I'm about to do. 3 to 5, they going live, black owned and black operated. Indie hits the mainstream. If it's hot, they gonna play it. I ain't even gotta say it. Watch it back on Roku. Going live on IG or catch the show on YouTube. Tune in every Sunday and catch up on the latest news. Or close your ears and close your eyes, cause that's what all the haters do. It's 3 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock. From 3 to 5, they going live. On MisFits Radio. Turn it up, that's my favorite show. It's 3 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock. From 3 to 5, they going live. On MisFits Radio. Turn it up, that's my favorite show. 3 to 5, they going live every Sunday. Right here on MisFits Radio, man. Tune in. Catch up on all the current events, all the bullshit going on in the world. And you gonna get some hot ass music. Let's go.
Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.
That's right. Welcome. WestSide MisFits.
Yep.
I am the internationally known DJLAB.
And I'm K Lady.
That's right.
And we got Slick316.
Always in the building. Miss Mix-a-Lot didn't want to chance it on her driveway today.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
She stays on the hill, so I don't blame her because if she get down, she can't get back up. So she in the building in spirit.
Yeah.
How's everybody? Hope everybody made it safely through what y'all call it?
The Snowpocalypse.
The Snowpocalypse.
The Snowpocalypse.
The Snowpocalypse. Basically, freeze ice. Deep freeze ice. I'm from Chicago, so you know it is what it is. I was talking to Slick the other day, and I was telling her we was talking about when snow came down. I was like, you know, I don't remember ever in Chicago when I was in school or going to school or anything, schools ever shut down. And I remember one year it was 36 degrees below zero that day, and we just knew. We was like, oh yeah, school's come. We dancing in the dancing the night before, like it's gonna be cold tomorrow. We ain't gonna have to go to school. Woke up the next morning, we all in front of school, in front of TV watching the news. They was like, oh yeah, it's 36 degrees below zero, and all y'all niggas gotta go to school.
Yeah, I think they closed down a few. They actually closed down a couple of years ago where they didn't have to go to school. And I was surprised one year. I went up there for a wedding. And they shut down the airports. And I was like, wait a minute, not y'all shutting down the airports. And y'all talking about the little shit that we do. They had shut down O'Hare and Midway. I was stuck there until like 8 o'clock that night.
The runways was too icy for takeoff and landings.
Shit, it's the same thing here.
That ain't got nothing to do with going to school.
That's the same. It's too icy for the buses.
Well, we don't see. That's the thing. When I was going to school in Chicago, and you know I'm old, so everybody knows that I'm
y'all
old.
walked to school.
We be 100% honest.
But y'all had schools that were literally in y'all
in the community. We had an elementary school on each corner and a high school in the middle.
Yeah,
I didn't go to the high school, but I did go to the elementary school.
And just gotta think, like, how far is the closest high school to here? You do good.
It's one up the street, but it's not walking distance. It's like 2 or 3 miles. Yeah.
And that's on a good day. So, but from all the videos and social media I seen, Atlanta was cutting up. Mm-hmm. They had fun.
They had a great time.
I was definitely in my house just watching it from afar. I did not go outside.
At all?
At all.
We didn't go outside either.
I let my dogs out. And one of my dogs, he a cane corso. When I opened that door up Friday morning, he turned around, went back to his room. He was like, I'm not doing this. I said, if you don't get your ass outside, use the bathroom. Like, dog, what are we doing?
So it was so did your was your daughter up at school? Because you know they had that Kennesaw State was having a party in the middle school.
Yeah.
Did she join that party?
Yeah.
She was out there.
Uh-huh.
Who started the party?
I don't know, because she said what happened is how she found out about it was because she seen it. Somebody had posted it, and she said that they all walked up there because they had to walk. So it's probably about a 20 minute walk for her.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't necessarily on campus.
Oh, okay.
So like how Kennesaw set up, they have the dorms and the apartments on campus, and then they got some that's like 5 to 10 minutes away because the football field is not technically on campus. It's a little bit away.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm echoing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's me.
So that's where they were. They was in the off-site apartments that the students had to pay for themselves.
Okay.
And so they were over there. And she was like, one of the boys that was, I don't know if you've seen all the videos of them snow drifting. So one of the boys, I think she said he either had a Challenger or a Charger. He hit a fire hydrant. He hit a patch of ice and slid into the fire hydrant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So his car up.
Well, all that water came spraying out too, didn't it?
No.
It just hit the hydrant. It didn't do.
He knocked it over, but didn't nothing come out. So she said she thought maybe it was froze because this happened on Friday, like in the midst of it.
Oh, okay.
So she was like, they were surprised no water came out. So I was like, shit, y'all may not have no water in there.
No, they got water in there. So you start that rumor. No, they ain't fact checking no more.
And then you had the Doom Buggy boys out, creating havoc.
Yeah, we had some people out here who got their 4-wheelers out, just creating a mess. Just
yeah, it's too cold for that.
I think we're gonna buy one for next year. If it snow, we're gonna buy one. So if it snow next year, we're gonna be ready.
I'm not.
We got 2 big 4-wheelers.
Because you know why? Because I seen one guy, he had on the scully over his face. He had the big gloves on. He looked like he was going skiing. I'm like, you gotta do all this to be in this. Just miss me with this, because I'm gonna stay at home.
But when was the last time we had a big snow? Like, was it
14?
14? 2014?
That's when everybody got stuck on the highway and everything.
Yeah. I remember the 4-wheelers came out then.
Yeah.
Out here. But you know, we're in the boondocks still. Everybody considers this to be the country, just about.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then they went to Piedmont Park. They was call themselves sledding. Yeah, they call themselves sledding. And then I didn't realize how many celebrities lived here.
Oh, yeah.
I knew some, but after this weekend, I was like, shit, everybody live here.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not know that at all.
That is the place to be, they say.
Apparently,
but you think about all the movie theaters, movie studios they building and all that they building down here. Yeah, they say the cost of living is cheaper down here, but if everybody keeps moving down here,
the cost of living is cheaper for them.
Right.
It's not cost of living is not cheaper for me because I remember when we was cheap. This shit ain't cheap.
Well, you born and raised in Atlanta, so it's just, like that's different.
Yeah, so the cost of living is not cheap.
But
after I seen all the celebrities here this weekend, that explained why now it costs so much to go out.
Yeah. I mean, you got tons of celebrities. Like a lot of people you wouldn't expect to live here.
I didn't, and that's what happened this weekend because everybody was outside building their snowmans and the kids was like, I was like, damn, y'all live here too?
Yeah, a lot of people live here. A lot of people don't realize like how many celebrities live here. When you go down to Buckhead and all that stuff, and all over the Midtown, you see all these Bentley, Mercedes, and Rolls Royces and stuff. That's a lot of celebrities. Now, granted, it may not be their main home. It might be their getaway house. But they still have a house here.
Yeah, and all of their ass was stuck here this weekend, apparently. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay, all y'all live here.
I was saying to myself the night before when Slick was telling me, you know it's gonna snow, and you know we gotta get ready. And I'm like, that shit ain't gonna stick. That's me. That shit ain't gonna stick. Y'all tripping. Y'all over.
Only reason why I knew it was gonna stick because the temperature had already been so cold the day before. Because the ground would have been cold for the last, 2 or 3 days. So I knew it was going to stick. But what I didn't, like, the problem with most of these people, they they lost their mind in the grocery store again.
Yeah.
Did you see the videos of the people putting like 5 and 6 gallons of milk? I'm like, how long do you think you finna be in the house?
Well, yeah, I went to Kroger. Was it the night before? The night before I went to Kroger, I said, let me go and grab, because I drink coffee in the morning. I try to drink before 12. And I was like, okay, let me go get some coffee and get some stuff. It was so many people in that store. The lines were all the way back to the frozen, for the meat section, to the meat department. I said, no, I'm not doing this.
I know what.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah. I did my mama did an Instacart, and the lady dropped off somebody else's coffee. And so it's been some good coffee.
But like that, Slick did a Walmart thing. She does a Walmart delivery, because Walmart does the delivery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not an Instacart. So, and if you say something missing, they send it right back out, or they credit your account right away. But she does the Walmart delivery, and I didn't know she had. She's from here, so she gonna go get the milk and the bread, eggs, and all that stuff. She had it all delivered.
Right.
I was like, yes, because I didn't feel like battling in no store to go get this stuff. And when I first moved here from Chicago, I was like, why are they buying up all the eggs and milk and bread? Because if the power goes out, they can't cook the egg. The milk gonna spoil.
That's why I didn't understand. Like, you seen people in the store fighting over milk, fighting over eggs. My homegirl was like, she went to 3 different stores to find her some eggs. She was like, that was the only thing she went for, because she really did need eggs.
And I mean, like, why we don't buy stuff like peanut butter and jelly? Stuff that you can make a sandwich out of to sustain yourself if you have a problem for 2 or 3 days.
Buy some tissue or something. I don't know. But
Pop-Tarts, just something you could chew on.
Yeah.
It's something you could chew on. You could buy canned chili, something like that.
They definitely lost their mind, but it's what it is. And so it's just January, so I'm thinking we're gonna have another round.
They saying it might be one in January 20th.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have another round. But I looked at the weather for next weekend. The weather is coming. It's supposed to get no higher than 40, and next weekend it's supposed to rain again. So it's not supposed to have snow, but we definitely would have some rain. So it depends on if you get the rain in the daytime or the nighttime, and it freeze. So that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
But I can say Georgia did better this year, because when I came home Thursday, they had already salted the road. So they did try to pre-plan. They was doing better, because in the past, they didn't try to salt the shit until the shit was froze.
Well, in Chicago, when they do the snow plow and salt, they try to do all the snow to one side of the street. So if they tell you, they put out signs like a day before and say the street's gonna be plowed. Get your car on the other side of the street.
Oh,
if your car's not on the other side of the street, it will be covered by snow.
Oh, damn!
Literally covered by snow. I remember walking to school with snow all the way up to my knee. I mean, it's just how it was. We just think. I remember the snow. I remember one year the snow was so high on the side. We have vacant lots sometimes, and the snow. It was so high on the side of the building of my grandmother's house that me and my friend jumped off the 2nd story roof into the snow. That's how high it was. Yeah,
that was high. So we got the snow on this side, so we freezing over here on the East Coast, and goddamn the West Coast burning the fuck up.
Right.
So they arrested so far 2 people for the LA fires.
Oh, they started them. It wasn't a natural thing.
I don't think they intentionally started. Well, the first person, I can't tell, because they arrested them for arson. The second person, it was a woman that was arrested, and then the second person was a guy. The guy was homeless.
Okay.
So I don't know if he did it intentionally or not. I don't know.
He like that guy who did that bridge over there, right?
Yeah. So it doesn't say if they did it intentionally or not, but I think what actually became the issue wasn't so much that the fires happened. It was so much that the wind took off the same day. So if you know anything about fires, and it's like when you have a cigarette, you throw the cigarette out the window, you get them little embers that can fly. And so the fire was gone, and then you had the wind, which is picking up those embers and flying them everywhere. So they had like 3 different cities that's under fire, but Palisades, from what I could tell, got it worse.
Got it worse. You know,
Yeah.
they say Calabasas. You know, I want to say one thing though. I saw a video. They were saying this black guy that it was looting going on.
It was,
and it was not. That was fake. That was not true. That guy actually did an interview with the news agency and with the local news, saying that him and his friends, which the lady did an interview too, saying she was trying to get the fire. You can see the fire right behind her.
Right.
She was just trying to get as much stuff as she could
out of her house.
So he was carrying some of her stuff out to get it to wherever, somewhere else, and somebody just took a video of him, and then of course all the MAGA people called and said that black folks was looting, which was not true.
But I was like, how you loot some shit that's burnt the hell down? I'm like, if you see the videos, it almost looked like a volcano came through that and leveled it out. Like the grocery stores, the schools, the homes. I said, how you loot burnt shit? The shit is burnt. What you finna do with it?
Ain't nobody up there fucking looting. People just be lying. They just want to paint black folks in a negative light all the time. Even in times of crisis, we got to be painted in the negative light.
Well, you know,
and that wasn't necessary. That was not what was going on with that guy.
Black and people of color. Let's say that.
Right.
Because you have the Hispanics too that they paint. So it's the people of color.
Right.
But. And it was like, if you see, I don't know if you've seen a video of like the cars on the expressway or a street or something. Mm. So it was like everybody had to get out their car.
And get out the way.
It was so many cars that's on the road that just burnt up. Mm. And so they were saying like, y'all favorite Kardashians, Chloe was like, the mayor is a joke and she need to be fired and stuff like that. But it's only so much stuff folks can do. And I don't understand, like, they couldn't fly the planes over.
Right. Because it's too much wind. Right.
They couldn't go out there because of the wind.
Right.
So I'm like, what did y'all expect for these people to really do? They had to watch it burn until they can go out there. And then I was talking to my son about it. And
he's a firefighter. Let's put it in context. Yeah. He is a firefighter.
My son is a firefighter, and I was talking to him about it. I said, "Are y'all gonna have to go out there and help them?" Mm. He's like, "What I ain't finna do is go out there." He said because people don't realize wildfires because he don't had to do 2 or 3 of them. Mm-hmm. He said that heat off. He said fires are already hot. House fires, commercial building fires are already hot. He said a wildfire is already hot. It's spreading. And there's only so much you can do. Mm. You're sweating, the fire's sweating, and he was like, and then the gear that they wear, it actually does get hot. So if somebody press it, it's hot. It'll
to your skin.
It'll get to their skin, and they can feel the heat off of it. He was like, they don't have the gear only can last so many different temperatures. Mm-hmm. And he said, then they get them that aluminum stuff. Mm. He's like, but that only lasts.
That gets hot too, right?
Right. He said that only lasts. He said people don't really think about what they're asking. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're going to only be out there for so many hours.
Then you got to switch.
You got to switch because you tired, you got dehydrated and everything else. Mm. So,
I you know, of course, MAGA, whatever they MAGA nuts, always saying something about, well, Gavin Newsom should have took the water from, but I want to, the firemen's up there saying, well, it's not because of the water he didn't take. It said everybody's using the fire hydrants.
Right.
Everybody's using their hoses. He said, if you keep using the fire hydrant and hoses, there's no way for the water pressure to build back up because it's constantly being depleted. So you're going to go to some fire hydrants. Now, this is what the firefighters in LA say. This is not something I'm telling you. You can look it up for yourself. It's just sad in today's society we got to say that type of shit. It's just how fucked up this world is. But you can look it up for yourself. He said, everybody's using the fire hydrant. All the fire departments are out using the fire hydrants, and it's depleting the water.
And then you got the homeowners using their water at the water hoses, trying to put fires out until somebody can come. Mm-hmm. And they don't have 11. I think so far the count was up to 11 people that died, mm-hmm. which I am really surprised the count is really that low, honestly.
Yeah, because they were being warned to get out the way.
Yeah. So I'm really surprised that the count really became that low.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times people want to say this and that, but they don't know what would happen if they was doing it. They don't know how they would handle certain things. If Khloe Kardashian was the mayor of the city, She don't know how she would have been able to handle it. While she talking, running off of her mouth. Just shut up. And
it's a natural disaster. And then, Tyler Perry said their insurance companies are canceling these people's insurance policies. I was like, that's fucked up.
It's insurance. It's insurance companies. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about nobody. And this is not an opinion. This is the truth.
Yeah, it was like they canceling. I knew some of them may not get paid out because these insurance company have like different stipulations, and if it's a natural disaster, but for them to actually cancel these people's insurance policies while this is going on, that's diabolical.
Man, let me tell you something. Insurance is only reason we have insurance most of the time is because we are required to have it to get the house and get that. But we know that when it comes to a time think about when they had the flood here in Georgia. Those people find out that they didn't have, the insurance company was wrangling and dangling them so much, was double talking them, saying, well, it was a flood. You didn't have flood insurance, but the rain caused the flood. Well, it still was a flood. Well, it started raining first. You get what I'm saying?
But then it was like the natural disaster. So you had the natural disaster, but then you had the flood. So
and then the places that didn't even require flood insurance got flooded. And then they was like, well, it got flooded. Well, because of the rain. Because the rain So insurance companies was canceling people then.
But I wouldn't think I thought they would have did it after the fact, but not while the fires are actually still going on.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Politicians are in their pockets. Politicians ain't gonna say nothing. They gonna go with it. I mean, we gotta realize that in today's society, that the government is bought and paid for. We gotta realize that all these people are not trying to do anything in our best interest as American citizens, as people in general, as humans, and they have no humanity. As long as their pockets are filled and their families are taken care of, they could care less about us, and we gotta stop fighting each other about this stuff and realize that we are all we got. The insurance companies don't care. If they cared, if they were worried about anything, they wouldn't have done it. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I was like, they must live in New York or some shit. Because if they lived out there, they would sure be trying to get their insurance and their houses.
Right.
But I feel bad for those people.
I do too, because forget about the people that could afford it, like the millionaires and billionaires out there.
But
what about the regular guy who got to work 9 to 5, who's been paying his insurance, and now you canceling him? He don't have any other way to pay for stuff. Those are people.
Most of them people don't lost their house and their car,
right.
And some of them may have lost their place of employment too if they worked out there. So. Right. It's a lot that's happened out there. So people don't lost where they live. People don't lost transportation.
And where they work. Yeah.
So it's a lot that has transpired out there, and I feel bad for him. But
Biden said he's going to cover 100% of the cost.
Shit, Biden's not going to be there.
Yeah.
He finna come up out of office.
Yeah, but he said that they going to cover 100% of the cost. See, the thing is, which I like about Biden, I know he's slow. Everybody call him Sleepy Joe and all that. He said we're gonna cover 100% of the cost. Now Trump going in, I dare you say we not.
Trump gonna go in there and say we're not, and people gonna be on Trump's side. That's the problem. Like I was talking to somebody last week about Trump, and they was like, "Well, Biden didn't do this." I said, "What did you think Biden can really do?" I said, "Biden did as much as he could." I said, "Unless he just vetoed everything like Trump did and just do what the fuck he wanted to do." I said, "Biden did shit legally." Right. I said, so he kept getting voted over. He kept getting vetoed. I said, so
you can't tell people that. You can't tell slow people that.
I was like, y'all don't research stuff on your own. Y'all just go with whatever it is.
Fox News telling them to go with.
And when he started talking to Elon Musk, I was like, oh, this shit is over. Because people don't realize, one, Elon Musk is not even a natural born citizen. 2, he didn't create Tesla. He just had the money to back Tesla. He had engineers and everybody else to do that shit. But he had the money to back it.
He backed Tesla from the PayPal.
Right.
He had PayPal. One of them companies he did create and he sold, and that's how he funded Tesla.
I want to say PayPal. I think it was PayPal.
I think it was PayPal. But the thing is that he is a South African born and raised citizen. What do people think he's gonna do? Like he has no. I mean,
I don't even think people realize he wasn't even from here.
Well, that's because people don't research, like you said. So. And
as much hell as they gave Obama from claiming he wasn't from here, and he was a citizen, a natural born citizen. Y'all telling me y'all okay with this crazy? Like, I think everybody Trump putting in a position is not a natural born citizen.
Not all of some of them are, but the problem that we have is that they don't see the wrong that is being done with the person that they support, just like we don't, and we don't see the wrong that's being done with the person that we support. But in all actuality, everything that's being done, whether it's right or left, is being done against our own best interest. So I mean,
but I
always say it's billionaires and millionaires convincing the middle class to hate the poor. That's basically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is. I mean,
and then Trump said the firefighters was incompetent.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure most of them motherfuckers probably voted for you.
Right.
So I don't know what we're saying here, Trump. I don't know.
I think a lot of times we don't realize that people say things because they know that's what they base want to hear. So we get all up in the fuss and get all upset about certain things, but we gotta realize none of this stuff is in our best interest. Nothing that happens when it comes to government is in our own best interest, because the government, like I just said earlier, is bought and paid for. You have to look at who they are supporting. You have to look at who's in office and what are they doing, and know that whatever happens is not going to benefit you and us on our everyday, on our everyday quest to be better people. Humanity, like I said earlier, humanity is gone. Mercy and grace is null and void. So we just got to figure out a way to navigate this bullshit for the next few years and figure out what's going to happen in the next couple of years. You know
how the government can benefit me?
How's that?
2 things. Give me free health care and free education.
But see, they've already convinced. See, that's another thing. People have already been convinced that free health care is bad.
I don't understand how.
They convinced that free health care is bad.
If I didn't mind being in the cold and living outside of the country and going to Canada or some shit, I would definitely damn do it.
When you convince people that health care that's free to them, the same people that is complaining about health care and the price that it costs, and when you convince them that that free health care to them is bad, there's no win for anybody else. You have convinced people that giving them free health care while they're complaining about health care is bad for them. What more do I need to say? There's nothing else that needs to be said, right, because the war has been lost. You just got to start fighting every little bitty battles now. The war has been lost. When billionaires and millionaires can tell you, hey, you don't need that free health care, and you go, you're right, I don't need that free health care because I'm going to have to go with the doctors that they choose. But at the same time, you have insurance, and insurance tells you you have to go with the doctors that they choose in your network. And then you also have to get a referral, right, if you need go to another doctor. So you're basically being told the same thing that you're fighting against. I don't get it, but. And then the free education, they was like, we can't afford free education, but you give out loans, which majority of the people don't pay back. So what the fuck is that? That's right. Free. Because if I'm not paying the loan back, you don't spend the money. Guess what? It's free at that point. We can afford to give corporations tax cuts and tax breaks and subsidies, but we can't afford to educate our children at a level that China and Japan educates their children at. I was just talking about this on my phone with my homegirl. Like, when my kids was growing up, I used to go to school box. I don't know if you remember we used to have the school box. Me and my mom, we used to go up there and get them different activities. When they was on break, they had to do work. When they was in the summertime, they had to do work. In February, because God forbid nobody teach Black History Month no more. That's gonna be good. That's gonna go away. They had to find somebody. I would make them find somebody in Black history that wasn't the normal people, Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, because everybody know them, and learn something about somebody. Like, majority of the shit, and most people don't realize, was invented by a Black person. Pens, irons, lights, all this shit was right. But that's what they had to do. They had to do it all the way to high school. I taught them how to write in cursive. My mama taught them how to write their name. I used to teach them because when they was in school, they used to they had to learn math with squares and boxes and shit. I'm like, that's not real word. The teachers would call me up to the school all the time. Talking about, ma'am, you're discouraging your children. You're counterproductive in what we're teaching. I'm like, but when they grow up and be in a real world, guess what the fuck they ain't gonna have? A square and a box.
to count.
It's called minimum education for maximum failure.
And that's what's happening.
That's what it's called for children, especially children of color. It's called minimum education for maximum failure.
Because when you go into a store and they say your bill is $1.90 and you give somebody $2 and they don't know to give you a dime back.
I've done that many times. I've been in the store and gave somebody's like, it's $5.73, and I think I gave them like $6, and I was like, and they was trying to figure it out. I was like,
or if you get them the $6 and some change over, so you get like a quarter
or back. Yeah. Like I'm giving, Then they be like,
you gave me too much money. No,
I didn't. I knew what I was doing.
All right, I don't want all that chicken change in my pocket. So
I've been to the store and gave, and my bill was like $100 and something, and I gave a lady like $200, and she gave me the $100 back. And I sat there for a minute, and I said, "No, I can't do it like this," because I didn't want to. Her drawer was gonna be short.
Sometimes I be like, "Damn, my karma gonna be fucked up if I do this."
Right, and I be like, I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. So I said, "No," and I'll help out, especially if it's somebody, it's one of us. If it's a black teenager and trying to figure it out, and it's a white person behind me, I'll be like, "Nah, bro." So we can get out. So you know what I'm saying? I just don't want them to feel embarrassed.
Right.
So I try to help them out so we can get up out of there. But it's been many times I got too much money back, and luckily the universe.
And sometimes I don't know that because I don't count the money right then.
Right.
Sometimes they'll just give you the change, and you may be busy. I like, especially nowadays, you be on the phone and something, and then when I get in the car, I'm like, wait a minute. Where I get all this money from? I know I didn't have.
Count mine right there because I'm not worried about them giving me too much. I'm worried about them not giving me enough. You know, I'm worried about them supposed to give me $4 back and they give me $1.62. No, this not right. We need some more change out that register.
So speaking of money, let me ask you a question. You know, I'm on my dating journey again.
You know what? You gotta stay out them dating journeys. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna tell you something at the end.
I'm off the dating app for real this time, like for real. I realized last weekend I can't deal with it no more.
Okay,
so I got a couple of scenarios that happened, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
If a guy said he wants you to go on vacation with him,
okay,
you ask when.
Okay.
He says April. You say, where are we going? Or where are you going? He was like, it doesn't matter. Just pack a bag and come.
Okay.
Then the next day, you joking with him about the clothes you're going to take or whatever. He was like, but you haven't even offered or what you're going to participate or what you're going to contribute to the trip. What?
But you asked me. I asked you. If I asked you, not saying, if I say you want to come on a trip with me, then I guess the thing would be that I'm paying.
Right.
I'm going to pay for it. Now, if I would say, hey, I'm going on a trip, would you like to go?
Right.
That's a see the wording is different. Now, if I say, hey, okay, I'm going to wherever I'm going, Saint-Tropez. You want to go? And you be like, yeah, I want to go. Cool.
Then I know I need to contribute some shit.
Right.
But if you say just pack a bag.
Pack a bag, okay, we going to Saint-Tropez. That's a whole different conversation.
Okay, so I just want, because sometimes you be saying me and the girls be on some bullshit.
Yeah, and I would tell y'all if that was some bullshit. So it's in the wording of how you say it. And people don't realize it could be one or two words added or taken away that change the whole conversation.
So I'm like finna cut him off, and he was like, "You ain't gotta cut me off." I feel like I do. So this is how it went. So I was like, "Well, I asked you where it was going." And you told me just to come. I don't know what I need to do or what I don't need to do.
Right.
I said, but at the end of the day, I'm the type of person that if I'm fucking with you, if you my dude, you ain't got to ask me nothing because I'm going to contribute anyway.
Right.
And he was like, well, you could have offered like on the groceries or something. I said, again. So we was in a text message. I said, this is honestly need to have a conversation that need to be had verbally. Mm-hmm. I said, but you busy, I'm busy. So I sent him a voice message. And I was like, I've never had anybody to have expectations in regards to a woman contributing anything. Mm-hmm. He was like, never. I said, no. I said, previous before I got married and now. Mm-hmm. I said, because what's understood don't have to be said. And I was like, if a woman is messing with you, if a woman likes you and she digging on you, she gonna spend money on you regardless. She gonna do what she need to do regardless whether you ask her or not.
Right.
I said, so this right here, I said, I've went out with guys, I spent money on guys, I contributed dates, I may pay for the tip, or I may catch the breakfast or the lunch or something, or I may plan us a whole activity. I said, I don't keep up with a tit for tat. I don't know if you did paid this 5 times, I only paid 1. I'm not keeping track of shit. I said, but at the end of the day, I said, apparently your past experiences with women, this is what you've encountered. Them never doing anything. And that's on you, bruh.
Right.
So he was like, well, I was just strictly talking about vacation. I said, again.
But he didn't word it right.
I said, you didn't word this right. I said, and you asked me to come somewhere with you that's 3 months away. What I ain't finna do is plan nothing, and I don't even know if we gonna be talking.
But the problem is, you asked me to come somewhere with you that I was not planning on going. So why would I pay for something if I wasn't planning on going there? If it's never crossed my mind to go to Central Pay, why would I pay to go to Central Pay? Like, I'm just saying, like, if it's never crossed my mind, like, if I work, I've been on trip, like you've worked, you've been on trip, you've been on cruising. If you wanted to go to this place this person went, you could have just said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go way before you met them. But if this is someplace you never thought about, like me, I'm not a person who just be like, oh, you know what, I need to go to casinos in Alabama. And now, if you came to me and say, Lab, I'm going to the casino in Alabama, pack a bag, let's go. I'm going to think you paying for my damn casino because I don't go to fucking casinos.
And that's what I was, so he was like, well, when I get off work, I'll talk to you and we'll have a conversation. I was like, I don't know how the conversation is going to be any different than what I've already said. Because,
I mean, of course you're going to take money with you because you don't want to be stuck. And just in case some shit jump off.
So, okay, so that's that guy. The guy that I met last weekend.
You got to stop meeting guys. We need to reel you in on this.
How am I gonna get a boo if I don't meet people?
You don't need a boo.
I do need a boo. I do need a boo.
No,
I don't want to.
You don't need a boo. No, why you don't need a boo?
Wow.
You just need somebody to knock the dust off.
Nah.
Clean your pipes every now and then. But on a general sense of a general basis of being with someone on an everyday basis, you don't need that. I know why I know. I've listened to you try to date these weird ass men. Y'all have these weird ass conversations and these weird ass relationships. And what I've come to the conclusion of that, yeah, like you said before, we've had this conversation. You like sex, whatever. You need somebody to come knock the dust off, get the fuck on, call them up, come knock the dust off, get the fuck on, and maybe not try to do the in between stuff because the in between stuff seems to get jumbled up with you.
It don't get jumbled up with me. It gets jumbled up with them.
No,
so the guy
it's jumbled up with you and them.
Let me tell you about that guy. So we met, and so I've already had my antennas up with him, but Slick was like, give him a chance. So I was like, okay. So
you listened to the wrong person.
So we was having a conversation, and he was like, you outside in these streets? I said, yeah. I was like, if we get there, I said, you're gonna have to have a conversation with me to let me know you don't want me in the streets, and you ain't gonna be in the streets. I was like, so right now I'm trying to get you a fair shot. He was like, you ain't gotta give me no fair shots because I know you gonna want to settle down with me and be with me.
Confidence.
That's what you got. Okay.
Confidence.
Don't know me, bruh.
Don't be no hater. Be a congratulator.
So Thursday night, he was blowing up my phone. So we had just talked about 4:30. Somebody had to come over there and fix his heater. So I was like, well, call me back later on. I said, well, we'll talk later on. He said, all right, cool. So he called me from 6:30 to 9:30. He had called me 4 times, left me one voice message, and sent me 2 text messages. You know what I did on Friday morning? I woke up. I told him we are no longer talking. We are no longer associated.
But why?
Because if you do this now and we're not together, we ain't never did anything, no nothing, and all we had was 2 dates. Nah, you ain't for me. And then I didn't have.
But why though? Because he called you, he texted you twice.
Yeah, that was too much.
He took twice. See what I'm saying?
Calling me 4 times and texting me twice, and leaving me a voicemail.
Well, he wanted to make sure that you understood that he was trying to get in touch. You said talk to you later, right?
He should have said, because he was like, well, I was just playing with you, and then I was trying to make sure you got home. Well, send a text message and say, did you make it home safely? Instead of just blowing me up, talking about call me, where you at? No, Ninja. We ain't together. We ain't been together. All we hit was 2 dates.
You ain't let him hit them draws?
Nope.
Okay, so
No.
He ain't got the draw issue.
No.
So
I felt like if that would have crossed the line, then you would really lose your mind.
But what if something would happen to you and on your way from wherever you going, and he never called you at all? Be like, well, shit, she'll get there. Then you'll be like, well, man, I was in an accident. You ain't called to check on me.
I don't have a problem with him doing it. I have the problem of
so he gotta know how many times to do it.
Yeah. Cause if we not together, then why are you blowing me up like this?
Miss Lot said, being in these streets ain't no flex.
Like, why are you blowing me up like this? And then I told him we done. He been calling me, been texting me. Guess what? I ain't responding to no calls. I ain't responding to no texts. I'm
That's why I said you need to stop dating. So, you need to get somebody. I'm telling you, I'm being 100% with you. 100. You know I always try to tell the truth. You need to stop dating, concentrate on you, but have somebody come knock the dust off.
I want consistent companionship.
But
and I don't do well with sharing. I don't play well.
You don't have to. I'm just saying though, like, my thing is, it's just. It seems like it's just too much to deal with you. Like,
wait a minute,
as
to deal
a regular
with me?
guy, yes.
How's that?
I don't know how the guy is, so I have to go with you. You tell me these stories. We have these conversations.
Wait a minute, how I'm the problem in this scenario?
I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying what a guy has to do to deal with you is a problem. It may be how you are, but for the guy, it's just maybe just too much. You get what I'm saying? Like, most of the times we don't know that we're not supposed to call over 2 or 3. See me, I know. I'm not gonna call you or text you if I'm on the phone calling you and it rings 3 times. I'm hanging up.
Right.
And you won't hear me from me no more because I called you. You gonna see my missed call on your phone and we good. That's it. If you text me and it's about something I don't need to answer back about, I'm not going to answer you back. It's just, but some guys don't know this. Some guys don't know that that's how they have to be. I mean, I'm just being 100% honest. Some guys don't know that. They got to be a little ruthless. They trying to get to know you, so they going to try to do certain things that they figure in their mind is what is to get to know you.
So this is how I look at it. They're used to dealing with women that's thirsty, that's used to saying, oh, I got a man, and will settle for anything. I'm not settling for anything.
But why do they have to be dealing with somebody who's thirsty? Obviously, the guy's not used to somebody who's thirsty. Obviously, the guy's used to dealing with somebody like you who don't want them to call.
No, he ain't
calling.
He ain't used to me because if he was, he would go sit the hell down and leave me alone. But I talked to one of my homegirls.
How you supposed to get to know you if you leave the hell alone?
Leave me.
That's why the in-between is not for you.
Because I've told him I'm no longer interested and leave me alone. But I talked to one of my other homegirls, and she was like, that would have turned her on. I said, right in the talking phase.
Bam.
She was like, yeah. I said, why? I said, how somebody stalking the shit out of you? She was like, yeah. She's like, in the first week, she's like, oh, he would have turned me on. I was like, yeah, baby, call me, blow me up, look for me.
See,
I said, that's the stupid.
Whereas it's a problem for you, it's a turn on for somebody
and
else.
That's what I'm saying. I said, you know, you toxic as a hell. She said, I know.
So how is he supposed to know? I mean, I'm just saying, like, sometimes you just got to give people benefit of the doubt. You can't just drop them and they make one mistake. You got to be like, look.
Well, that was the third. That was the third strike.
And y'all already dated twice. How long you been dating? How could you make 3 mistakes in 2 dates?
It don't take long.
For you.
It don't take long.
Where somebody else might look, well, okay, what was the other 2 mistakes?
So the first mistake was, you know, I go out.
Okay.
So I asked him, I said, I won't go out late. I said, because I could just tell you're like real protective of whoever you're dealing with. I said, but if it's a Saturday afternoon and I'm telling you I'm going up to the sports bar to watch the game, and you're all the way in the city, and I'm out here, and I'm like, I'm not driving, and I know you busy. I said, would that be an issue for you? He was like, hell yeah. I said, oh, okay. He said, why you gotta go if I can't go? I was like, nah, that's not what's happening. So that was the first one.
Okay, what was the other one?
Well, let me take that back. That was the second one.
Okay.
The first one is he claimed he's going through a divorce.
Okay. Oh,
and
you should stop talking to him right there.
So, but I couldn't find nothing up. So I looked everything up, and I couldn't find nothing. So I was like, I don't know if you filed for divorce here in the state of Georgia or somewhere else because he got an out of state phone number. But
you could ask him to show him your divorce papers.
So
that you should have told him right then. You would have to have the other two strikes. You just say, "Hey, I appreciate whatever, but until you get your divorce final and settled, we can't talk."
So I was just only, because he said the divorce was supposed to be final at the end of this month. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, call me back on February 1st.
So that was so when we got to you blowing on my phone, that was the third, and I was like, no, I can't deal with this, and so I was like, nope, not it. And then so I was
what, you toxic. You talking about you toxic.
I'm not toxic. I don't deal with
you. You're a toxic lady.
Another guy, we were talking, and he was saying he don't go out.
Okay.
I said, okay. I said, I don't have a problem with that. I said, maybe we can do like a live jazz band or something like that. Nothing that got hookahs, you dress up. And he said, I don't do that either. I said, wait a minute. You don't do no music? He was like, no. I said, so you don't do no live bands, no concerts?
You should cut your conversation out with him right then because he a weirdo.
I said, I was like, I don't understand. He was like, because I did all that when I was younger. I said, okay. I said, I now see why you struggling and trying to find somebody to date.
You got to go out sometime. I don't do clubs, but I'll go out to some grown folk stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was like, I said, so you want to do grown folk music, a live jazz band, somebody?
I even go to, like, if I feel like I'm going to go out, like, if I'm dating somebody, they're like, man, meet me at the sunset. I'm going to meet them. Even if I don't go, because you got to meet people where they are sometimes.
I said, so if I'm at the sports bar watching the game, you not coming?
I would
like,
go there.
No. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, see, he a weirdo.
I said, okay.
Because ain't nothing going on at the sports bar but wings and football.
And then we was talking. He was like, well, let me ask you. So in that same conversation, he was like, well, you tell me if I was wrong. I said, okay. So somebody else he had went out on a date with. They had met and they was supposed to have been walking up the mountain. I said, okay, cool. But he said he doesn't eat breakfast. He only eats after 12 o'clock, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
I was like, okay, cool. He said the lady he was with was saying she was hungry. So they left the mountain and she went to go get something to eat. He went with her, and she was expecting him to pay. He didn't pay because he was like, he didn't eat. I said, in this incident, I said, y'all were both wrong. I said, I'm going to tell you why y'all both wrong. I said, because if you knew you wasn't willing to pay for her, and she's going to get something to eat, I said, you should have told her, I'll see you later, call me after you leave, wherever you going to get something to eat. Because I'm not eating anything, so it doesn't make sense for me to go to a restaurant when I'm not finna eat. I said, she was in the wrong if she knew you don't eat until after 12 o'clock. I said, so one or two things should have happened. One, she should have ate before she met you. Or two, she should have told you not to come.
But they was on a date, right?
They was on a date. I said, so both of y'all were incorrect in this situation.
No, well, hold on. I don't go with women often on women's side because I think that he was wrong in that case because they were on a date. Just because he don't eat till after 12, that doesn't mean she's not going to eat. So you can't expect somebody not to eat. And if you're on a date with somebody and y'all going out and y'all doing y'all thing, whatever the case may be, then the lady that you're on a date with, your first date or whatever the case may be, y'all say, she said, I'm hungry, I want to go get something to eat, and you like, cool, let's go get something to eat. Then
so that's why
she's going to expect him to pay. They on a date.
He said, everybody keep telling me I was wrong. I said,
was
wrong. I said, you were wrong because you went. If you knew your plan was not to pay for shit and not to order nothing,
you should have went.
You shouldn't have went. You should have got in your car
or you should have ate something anyway, just made an exception to the rule for that day and be like, okay, she want to eat. Let's eat, maybe we can get to know. See, people don't date properly. Let me get to know her, talk to her over.
Oh, he said we shouldn't date. I said, what the hell? I said, so what y'all doing? He said, we're going out, vibing and getting to know each other. I said, that's a date.
Yeah, why you giving me weirdos?
I'm not talking to him no more, but I'm just giving you.
I'm just saying though, like that's your problem. You keep swiping left on the wrong people and swiping right on the weirdos. That's the problem. You see, sometimes
people are just weird.
You gotta step out of my type zone.
That was out of my type. Like, a lot of these people are out of my type zone. They're definitely out of my type zone.
You can't go for the 6'4", 230-pound nigga all the time. You gotta.
They've definitely been out of my type zone.
You gotta change up. You gotta change up the script.
I've definitely been changing up the script.
That's why you having such a hard time.
I went from the 6'6" niggas all the way to the 5'8" niggas. It's just.
All the best niggas is 5'7" and below.
Well, they shorter than me.
5'7" niggas is the bomb.
I can't be scooting down, sitting on a stool trying to talk to you.
Don't worry, you ain't got to.
Behave.
These niggas call Clown Mountains out
here. Nah, that ain't what we doing. So that's been my experiences for last week. There's
no more experiences next week. Take a week off.
I got 2 more in the pipe.
No, take them off. Call them up and say, my leg hurt and I was in an accident. I'm not going to be able to do it this week, but can we meet next week or week after once my leg? Because I don't want to put you in a position where you have to help me if I fall or something because I got this cast on. That's what you need to tell them.
I'm just saying, I'm 2 more still in the pipeline of me talking to.
Okay, don't go on a date with them until.
Well, one I've already went on a date. One I
forbid you from going on any more dates until January 25th. No more dates. Take a break. No more dates. No more swiping left. No more nothing.
I deleted all the apps off my phone. So.
And the in between, the in between is a problem for you. I'm being 100% honest. That's where the conversations gets jumbled up.
I feel like it's somebody out there for everybody. If the 600-pound people could find somebody, shit, I could find somebody too.
That's true. It is somebody for everybody, but you seem to be not finding the right somebody for you. That's why I tell you got to stop picking your types and pick the.
I haven't. None of these guys were my type. None of them.
Okay, so
we're gonna. I'm gonna keep trying to talk. I ain't on the dating apps no more.
Okay.
So I'm off of them. I'm not getting back on there because that was a lot. But anyway, we are closing down early today.
We are, yeah.
So
I gotta try to go to the store and get coffee. I need coffee. I ain't had no coffee in almost a week.
I got coffee because it came in my wrong Instacart order.
I ain't never got no. Know what I did? Recently, I ordered something from Amazon, and it was supposed to be a bag and for my DJ equipment, and they didn't send me a bag. They sent me some little small, tiny little box that's supposed to go to D. Williams in Gainesville, and then they sent them the item, and there's no way to say the driver delivered the wrong package or anything. So you got to return it, then have them send you a new one.
You can call them. You can call. I call. Let me tell you what I do. I call Amazon and be on the chat all the time.
Well, I'm gonna have to call them then.
Yeah, you have to call.
I already got the replacement, but I really don't want to have to take this.
No, so they'll tell you to keep it. If you call them and tell them they sent. So what they'll do is ask you to take a picture of what you received while you in the chat or whatever, or they'll email you a link and they'll tell you to go ahead and keep it because they were like, ain't nobody coming back to get it, and then they will resend you your new one.
I already got the new one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, in the future, they'll tell you to keep it, and then they'll go ahead and put a replacement order in. Because I don't have to get money back. I don't got credit. I don't got new stuff, old stuff. Let me tell you what I'm finna do on Amazon.
Right.
So I'm paying for it, so we're going to get it. But anyway, so hopefully we won't have the snowpocalypse or the snow shit next weekend. We'll just have some rain, no ice, but it is supposed to be cold this week. So I need everybody to bundle up, put some clothes on.
That's right.
And put some pants on and start walking around here like it's 98 degrees outside.
That's right. And a jacket.
So, but we have DJLAB and me, K-Lady signing off, and Slick signing off.
And we'll Miss a lot signing off because she was in the live today. She's here in spirit. I told you earlier in the show she's here in spirit. Slick signing off.
So we'll be back same time, same bat channel, WestSide MisFits on Sundays from 3 to 5.
That's right.
This Shim Baker telling y'all to get in the mix with the WestSide MisFits every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Dig.
Loud. Turn this one up, my boy. 3 o'clock. Yeah. This radio. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. From 3 to 5, they going live. On MisFits Radio. Turn it up. That's my favorite show. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. From 3 to 5, they going live. On MisFits Radio. Turn it up. That's my favorite show. From 3 to 5, they going live on MisFits Radio. Every Sunday, yeah, they certified. My favorite show. New guest this week, ain't no surprise. What you been praying for? If you trying to take their top spot, you better pray some more. Slick got the camera rolling, lab on the ones and twos. It's a lot, they going in the dirt, and someone come for you. This my favorite